Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from the Meadowlands Racetrack here on Saturday night. It is November the 12th, 2016. I'm going to look at the featured stakes races on today's program. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for full card selections from the Big M, the Meadowlands Racetrack. It's the TVG free-for-all finals night at the Meadowlands. Some very good horses coming in to run. I personally think it's going to be a little bit chalky in these four races that I'll be looking at here for YouTube. But the other ones on tonight's card look very wide open. But the races I'll be looking at are races, race 4, race 6, race 8, and race 10. So races 4, 6, 8, and 10. Don't know why they couldn't put them back to back to back to back. It's personally, that's just something that bothers me so much in today's racing. Number one is post time drags, and two is not putting stakes races back to back to back to back. I really hated when they separate a race by like a non-winners, or in the case of the Arkansas Derby this year, I believe they separated it with an allowance optional claimer, which I thought was stupid. But if I ever become a big shot and president of I don't know, of a horse racing organization or a track, I would always put stakes races back to back to back, and no post time drags, and maybe a slightly lower takeout rate. But let's not be picky. But so let's get on to it. Starting off with race number 4 from the Big M here on the Saturday night. Race number 4 is the TVG Free for All final for the mares. We have a field of 7 trotters traveling 1 mile here, purse $200,000. It's a great card, great race here, and 7 horses on the gate. There are 2 horses in this race. I think it's down to. I think it's a 2-horse race between Hannelore Hanover and Be a Magician. I found my way to Be a Magician in this spot. I'm gonna do a superfecta wagering here. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go 7-2-6-3, 7-2-6-3 in the super. If we're playing the pick 5, let's say, or pick 4, I would go too deep here. I would definitely use a 7-2. It's a 2-horse race between these two. But number 7, top selection, Be a Magician, Brian Sears, 2-1 for Richard Norman. Last time out in the Breeders' Crown final here at the Meadowlands 2 weeks ago. This horse finished second by 2 lengths that day. Closed up a little bit, you just really couldn't get in front of Hannelore Hanover, who probably ran one of her best races of the season that day. It was just a very nice win by Hannelore Hanover on the lead all throughout. But stuff before this horse had a very good comeback race at Yonkers, a mile and a quarter in the invitational trot they had that day. Horse won by 3 1/4 lengths from the 2-hole off the gate. Didn't get the lead, but got it shortly after and didn't look back. A very nice welcome back victory for this horse. And then start before, you have to go to an open handicap at Yonkers last May the 21st to be exact. An open handicap. Horse won by half length from the 6-hole. Brian Sears took this horse straight to lead, and this horse did not look back. It was a very nice victory for this horse that day. I think this horse should have a strong run here today. This horse, she has a lot to do. She's going to have to do a lot here to beat Hannelore Hanover, who ran very well a few starts ago. But I'm going to take my chances with this one. So to recap my bets for race number 4 from the Meadowlands Racetrack, TVG Free for All final for the mares. I'm going to go to 7 horse, Be a Magician. Going to go to 7-2-6-3 and the super. 7-2-6-3 and the superfecta. As my cat, I have an 8-year-old kitten, 8-week-year-old kitten that's like freaking out under my desk. So if you hear some clanging around like that, it's my kitten who's having a spaz attack. But let's get on to race number 6 now from the Meadowlands without some disruptions here. Race 6 from the Meadowlands is TVG Free for All Final Open. It's the big one here. We have a field of 7 pacers traveling mile, purse $400,000, and it's the final start of the incredible fastest horse in harness racing, Always Be Mickey. This is going to be his last start. They're going to take him the stud, starting off next season. He looks very hard to beat in the spot. Wiggle Jiglet was supposed to run. Wiggle Jiglet, got injured, so they're not going to run him here today. So it's basically, I think it's a 1-horse race. I think Always Be Mickey has a very strong run here to win. I'm going to go 3-7-5-4. 3-7-5-4 here in the 6 from the Meadowlands. TVG for Free for All final open. But Number three, always be Mickey. Dave Miller, 1 to 5 here. Jimmy Tactor, no values. You're not going to get any value with this horse here today, unless you put $1,000 to win on this one, and that's maybe you might make $100 off of that wager. But this horse last time out in the Breeders' Cup and the Breeders' Crown Final 2 weeks ago here at the Meadowlands, horse won by 3 quarters length. Sat second that day off the gate behind Wiggle It Jiglet. It got up there in the final strides, really closed up. I thought Wiggle It Jiglet had this race down in the 16th pole, but always be Mickey fought back and just got it. They ran the time in, pretty slow for his last few times for Always Be Mickey. He ran it in 1:49 that day. But start before in the Open at the Meadowlands, from the post position number 10, this horse won by 4 lengths. He didn't look that strong that day. I have to say that, but he won by 4 lengths. He was the definite best horse in the field, but he just didn't look that good to me. It's his first start since that record-breaking run at Lexington. I think he needed that start. Today, I think he's going to be very fresh. But start before at Lexington in the Algery for 138,000. This horse won by 1/4 lengths on the lead all through. Set the world record in 146 flat. There's nothing else to be said about that, but more than nothing else to be said about that other than wow. It was a very good run. Today I think this horse should have a strong run here today. Looks very hard to beat. His rival, Wiggle Jiglet's not running today. Best bet on the card. I think he should run a monster race. Do I think he's going to run a world record? Probably not. No, I don't think he's going to run less than 146. I think he's going to probably run about 148. That would be nice to see at the Meadowlands this time of year. But to recap my bets now for race number 6 from the Meadowlands Racetrack's TVG Free for All Final Open. Going to go with the 3 horse. Number three, always be Mickey. I almost forgot for a second. Gonna go 3754, 3754. Now to race number 8. The 8th race from the Meadowlands is the TVG Free for All Final Mares. 1 mile pace here. Field of 9 pacers going to post. Purse $200,000 here. There's a second leg of this pick 4 that starts off race number 7. But in this race, again, I think it's going to be a little chalky. I'm going to go to 3 horse Lady Shadow as the top selection. I'm going to go 3975. 3975 in the superfecta this race. Number 3, Lady Shadow, Yannick Gingras. 4 to 5, Ronald Adams trains this one. Last time out of the Breeders' Crown Filly Mare final at the Meadowlands, 28th of October. Horse won by 2 1/4 lengths from the inside. Got the lead shortly after the off the gate and really didn't look back. A very good driving victory. It was just very incredible. Start before in the limbs for the Breeders' Crown at the Meadowlands week before. Horse won by 7 3/4 lengths. Actually ran a faster time in the limb than the final. This horse just had a very good run. It was just a nice run for this horse in that limb. And then the start before in the Algery, Philly Mare Algery at the Lexington Red Mile. This horse was a miss that day. He finished 8th by 7 3/4 lengths. It just wasn't this horse's day to win. But, this year this horse has been pretty perfect. 1911 this year. I think this horse should have a strong run here today. Definitely the best horse in the field. Going to use this horse as a top selection. So to recap my bets for race number 8 from the Meadowlands Racetrack's TVG Free for All Final Mares. Going to go to 3 horse, number 3, Lady Shadow. Going to go 3975 in the Super. 3975 in the Super. So now let's get on to race number 10. 10th race, final race I'll be looking at here on YouTube. If you want all the other races, you have to follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selection, or text at ba 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 ba, like they do on TVG. If you want Simon Bray's ticket, you have to text at a certain number. I'm not doing that because I think it's stupid. But race number 10 now from the Meadowlands is the TVG Free for All Final Open here. Field of 8 trotters traveling a mile, going for a purse $400,000. It's a great race here again. This race I think you can maybe land a tiny better price than you did in the last 3 races. I'm gonna go to the 3 horse Bar Hopping at 4 to 1. Okay, 4 to 1 normally is not a great price. It's better than, I don't know, better than 2 to 5, but 4 to 1 I'll take it in this spot. I'm gonna go 3-6-7-1 here in the superfecta. 3671, number 3 Bar Hopping, Timmy Tetrick in the sulky at 4 to 1 for Jimmy Tactor. Last time out, ran last week at Hoosier, and the what's that race called? An Erskine or whatever they want to call that race. It was a $220,000 stakes race. Horse won by 1 1/4 lengths. Off the gate, this horse sat third, got the lead shortly after. it was a very nice victory that day. Start before in the Breeders' Crown Final here at the Meadowlands for 3-year-olds. This horse won by 1.5 lengths, closed up to a very nice victory. He's facing older horses today, which is for the first time, which is something. I think he should do well in this spot. He won the he won the Breeders' Crown Limit in the final. Finished third behind Marion Marauder in the Kentucky Futurity. Won the Bluegrass. Won the Canadian Trotting Derby. I think he should have a strong run here today. He's 18-9 this year, so he's won half of his starts this year. Let's make it 19-10 this year. I think he should have a good start here today. So to recap my bets for race number 10 for the Meadowlands TVG Free for All Final Open, gonna go 3-horse bar hopping. Gonna go 3-6-7-1, 3-6-7-1. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5. Good luck, everybody.